doing all this automatically for the guy. Okay, so it's drilling, and you can see right here, it's calculated that it needs to go 152 inches based on the angle system. And so when it gets to that depth, it will automatically retract. And this is doing it automatically. Right now, you could already go ahead and set up and do the other boom while you're waiting on this one. And so, right, showing your depth with your flow meter, and it's automatically controlling your hammer pressures right now. I got my hammer capped off up there, so I'm not beating the tar out of the hammer for testing. But as soon as it gets to the end, it's going to retract. Automatically turns off your water, your air. It leaves your air on the entire time you retract. And then when it gets all the way back, it's going to automatically calibrate your feed pressures. Now, it doesn't have to calibrate them, but right now it's calibrating your feed pressures for you for your next hole. And if the guy wants to take control, it's no big deal because it doesn't need to calibrate that often. And then it turns off your air compressor. And of course, if your other boom was using your air compressor, it would have stayed on. So then now your joystick's out of neutral. If you want to get control, you just return it to neutral and then you go back. Okay, now right there is your angle system, and I don't know how familiar you are with the angle system, but basically you pick which whole row, which column you're on, and you get that angle. Say you're on your V cut, you just swing your boom over. We don't have the sensors on this particular boom here because it's a smaller boom. But as you swing it over, it would pick the angle, and you can get your tilt and your swing with that. And when you do that, it'll actually calculate your drilling depth. So your deepest hole would be your V cut lifter hole. Correct. And so that would be the length of your mast. And as you swing, your holes would get shorter. And of course, your shortest hole would be a level straight hole. And it's all just drilling to that drill depth. Now let's just say that you were drilling, well, it automatically collars it too. So let's just say I start my hammer. You can see your feed pressure here once it takes off. I gotta do that. Okay, your feed pressure is at 900 psi. Well, you can set in the menu how long you want it to drill before it shifts into drilling pressure. So it would basically collar every hole regardless of the operator. But if he wanted to collar the hole, he could just hit the button and see it drop down to 900. He can collar it just by holding this button all he wants. And then if he wants to interrupt the hole, he can. If he turns off the hammer, it just stops and he has to return to neutral. Now if you hit your solenoid test, which is your next button over, it'll fire your solenoid and it puts air on the machine. Now you're lubing your hammers. So if you have trouble with your air lube circuit, well then you've got sensors and you've got a circuit here that'll help you troubleshoot and fix it, which is half the battle. So now if you turn your air solenoid off, then you can see everything drop back down and it's monitoring the pressure. And of course you can turn your compressor off. And it's got various screens like this. If you get out of there, you've got a water circuit as well. This is your water circuit. It shows your inlet pressure, your outlet pressure. This one's got a boost pump where doesn't have a reservoir. So as you, if you hook up mine water, you would see inlet pressure, and then when the inlet pressure would be present, it would turn on the water boost graph. And it's going to actually graph the drilling for me in real time, so I can actually make my adjustments while I'm drilling. Looking at a real-time graph here. And of course, if I want to slow down you can see I'm doing that. It's my joystick parameter right there. So it gives you the ability to adjust your drilling while you're drilling. Should turn off about there. You go. You've also got diesel. You can go ahead and shut the diesel off. Here's your diesel screen. If you're running in diesel mode, this is a little troubleshooting screen. If you want to change the idle, you can just hit the screen and you can change the idle however you want. If you're and then it also has your Tier 4 final stuff built in. And that screen right there would actually be on the bottom of that drilling screen. I actually got a smaller gauge that's made for the diesel when it's running and you're drilling. So you would see all your drilling parameters, but you see all this like a miniature gauge down there on the bottom for your diesel. And see the same screen. Stab jacks. Here's your stab jacks. On this particular machine, it's a narrow machine and it could fall over if the booms were swung and the stabs weren't down. So it actually monitors it. It interlocks so that the booms have to be centered unless your stabs are deployed. It's got overrides, so you can actually do troubleshooting, or if you have an exception, you can kind of override it. Your AC, here's your AC schematic. So if you wanted to start something, you can see how the schematic would be, and it actually lights up with the relays on it. See how it